one thing you cannot have is a government shutdown. It'd be politically beyond stupid for us to do that right before the election because certainly we'd get the blame. And one of my favorite old sayings is there's no education the second kick of a mule. We've been here before. I'm for whatever avoids a government shutdown, and that'll ultimately end up, obviously, being a discussion between the Democratic leader and the Speaker of the House as to how to process avoiding government shutdown.
Today we're going to have another show vote in the Senate, and I would remind everybody here that the outcome of that show vote is not going to be any different than it was when we had this same vote 3 months ago. And let me just again remind everybody that Republicans support IDF full stop. No question about that. This is not an attempt to make laws. This is not an attempt to get an outcome or to legislate. This is simply an attempt by Democrats to try and create a political issue where there isn't one. In the meantime, there's a lot of unfinished business that's not being attended to by the Senate. The most important issue we deal with every year, most consequential issue, is funding our military. You just heard it from Senator McConnell. And the Defense Authorization Bill has been available for floor consideration now for 3 months. It passed out of committee a long time ago. And here we are, sitting around while the Defense Authorization Bill collects dust in Schumer's office, something that we ought to be working on and legislating. There hasn't been a single appropriation bill brought to the floor, even though all 12 of the appropriation bills have cleared the committee. The Senate, for all intents and purposes, under Democrat leadership today, Senator Schumer has shut down. They're not doing anything consequential. They're simply just riding it out, hoping that they won't have to cast any hard votes before the November elections.
Today, Republicans will be called on to answer a very simple question. Do they support Americans' families' access to in vitro fertilization or not? Sadly, as we learned this year, access to IVF can no longer be taken for granted. From the moment the MAGA Supreme Court eliminated Roe, the hard right made clear they keep going. In Alabama this year, we saw just how vulnerable IVF has become the next target of the ultra-conservatives. Since then, we see Republicans tie themselves in knots over support of IVF, claiming they support access to IVF, support insurance paying for IVF treatment, support American families, and yet they keep voting no. I mean, it's not hard. Look at the conservative groups like the Heritage Foundation and some of the main groups that led the charge to strike down Roe. They speak plainly and clearly to say, IVF is their next target. These are groups Republicans listen to, who sets their agenda. These are the groups that want to insert government into IVF decisions and tell a woman, their doctor, what she can and cannot do when it comes to IVF. And that's why today the Senate will vote again on the Right to IVF Act. It's time for Republicans to live up to their words. It's time to vote. Republicans can claim they're pro-family, but there's nothing more pro-family than IVF. Our bill makes IVF a basic right for all. It assures insurance companies cover IVF, making it more accessible for millions more Americans to expand their families, something their own presidential nominee, their self-proclaimed leader on fertilization, agrees. So let's give the Republican senators another chance. Apparently, some of the Republican colleagues have forgotten about this vote 3 months ago. The senator from Oklahoma recently claimed there's never been a vote taken on protecting access to IVF. That's astounding. Vital protection for families nationwide that can't even remember it. Well, today we're going to jog their memories. It was astounding to watch them claim, of course they support families, of course they support IVF. Just not enough to actually vote to protect it. So today our Republican colleagues will get a second chance to either stand with American families struggling with infertility or stand with Project 2020
The last amendment that was recognized was the 27th Amendment in the early 1990s that had originally been proposed as the original in the original Bill of Rights, and it prevents Congress from raising its salary without intervening election. It was ratified by some states and then dormant, and then a student, Gregory Watson, discovered the amendment, suggested in a term paper that a few more states ratified it to become valid. He failed his paper because his teacher thought the idea was outlandish, and then he had a national movement. The amendment was recognized by the archivist, and I think the grade was changed. So that's an amazing story.